everyone, so we're going to continue with day 3 reading today, and our reading is going to be chapter 1. It's called The Sound Waves of Music. But first we're going to go over our focus question to get us started with our reading. So our focus question is, what types of sounds do you hear in the classroom? So what type of sound do we hear maybe in our classroom, or maybe when you go into your art classroom, or even the gym? So I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to think about some sounds that you may hear, and I'm also going to think about some sounds I hear in our classroom. So some sounds that I hear in our classroom are when the door opens or someone is knocking on the door, when we have to go and use our pencil sharpener, when all of you walk in at the start of the day, or when you all get up and you start putting your work in the all done bin when you're finished with an assignment. Also when you all push your chair out or push it back in when we're getting ready to transition to a different activity. And I hear all of our teachers talking, all of you talking with us or your friends. And we do a lot of laughing too in our classroom. So there's many sounds in our room daily. Some sounds we hear all the time in our room, or some sounds you only might hear once in a while depending on our activity. So I'm also going to go over our 5 vocabulary words that we're going to be introduced to in our chapter 1 reading. So as I say the vocab word, you will repeat it back. So we have sound waves, vibrate, noise, ear, and ear. So what I want you to do is I want you to take out chapter 1, the sound waves of music, that's in your packet that was sent home. So I'll give you a few seconds to take that out. And if you need to find this in your folder, you can pause the video and then you can press play once you have this in front of you. So as I read this, I would like you all to follow along, and you can also read out loud. And some of them you're going to notice that we have a lot of our sight words in it. So for example, that's one of the sight words that we went over in our sight word video for the day. So we're going to begin our reading. So chapter 1, the sound waves of music. The students are ready for their play. Rhett grabs his guitar. He starts to play. How does the guitar make noise? The students watch Rhett play the note again. The strings move. The students hear a sound. So I'm going to stop and ask you a question. So what part of the guitar moves which makes a sound? Is it the strings or is it the keys? So we can look at our picture to help us. So what part of the guitar moves in order for us to hear that sound? The string or the keys? So the answer is the strings. So the strings move. So when we touch the strings of a guitar, it makes a sound that we hear. So we'll turn our page to page 4. The guitar strings vibrate, which is one of our vocab words right here, vibrate. A vibration is a fast movement. The vibration moves the air. This vibration makes a sound wave. So sound wave is also one of our vocab words right here, sound waves. Miss Bliss shows the students a spring toy. She pushes one side of the spring toy. The spring toy moves together and apart. This is how a sound wave moves. The sound wave moves to your ear. So ear is one of our vocab words right here. It makes the eardrum move. The eardrum sends a message to the brain. The brain tells us what sound we hear. So I'm going to pause and ask you another question. What moves through your ear which lets us hear the sound? Is it the sound wave or is it water? So the correct answer is the sound wave. The sound wave moves to let us hear the sound. Other things also make sound. Our throats vibrate when we talk. Sound waves move. They can go through water, walls, or air. And air is our vocab word right here. Sound waves need to move through something to vibrate. Sound waves go faster through solid things. They travel far through water. When you are far away, sounds are hard to hear. So what does sound waves do? Do sound waves vibrate or do sound waves go away? And I want you to look at our vocab word. So I'm going to say that question again. What do sound waves do? Do they vibrate or do they go away? So sound waves vibrate, which is one of our vocab words right there. So now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to get out the questions that are in your packet. So some of you have questions that look like this, or some of you might have questions that look like this. So if you have questions that look like this, the first thing you're going to do is put your names, remember your first and last name at the top. If you need extra time to find this in your packet, you can pause the video. And for those of you that have questions that look like this, you are going to cut out the first 5 pictures here to help you fill in the blanks. So again, if you need to prep this and cut this out, you're going to pause the video and then we will start again. And remember, if you have questions that look like this, you're going to try writing your first and your last name up top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these questions first with the answer choice, and then I will read these questions with an answer choice also. Okay? So I'm going to start off with this packet here. It says, what is this chapter about? Noise, clothes, or toys? And you're going to circle the answer that you think completes the question. And if you have this packet, number 1, it says, how does the guitar make? And your choices would be filling in the blanks. Sound waves, vibrate, noise, air, or ear. Question number 2 on this packet. What does a vibration move? People, building, or air? You're going to circle the answer. Question number 2 in this packet. The vibration moves the blank. Sound waves, vibrate, noise, air, or ear. Question number 3 in this packet. What does the sound wave move to? Ear, foot, or hair? Question number 3 in this packet. The sound wave moves to your sound waves, vibrate, noise, air, or ear. Question number 4 in this. What do our throats do when we talk? Sleep, vibrate, or fall? Question number 4 over here. Our throats blink when we talk. Sound waves, vibrate, noise, air, or ear. And the last question on the front of this packet is, what is important to know about this chapter? We hear sound with our hands. Sound waves need to move through something, or sound waves do not vibrate. Make sure you bubble in and color in the circle that you think is the answer. Then question number 5 in this packet. Blank needs to move through something. Sound waves, vibrate, noise, air, or ear. So for those of you that have questions in this packet, you are going to set this aside for a minute, because I'm going to continue with those that have this packet. We have some extra questions to answer. So on the back of this paper, you're going to see these 5 extra questions. And I'm going to read them aloud to you, and you make sure that you bubble in one of the answers. Remember, there can be 2 answers that are correct, but I'm only looking for one of them. So number 6, it says, how does a sound wave move? Together and apart, up and down, or in a car? Remember, you're going to bubble your answer. Number 7, what does a sound wave vibrate after it hits your ear? Your head, your eardrum, or your leg? Question number 8. What tells you what sound you are hearing? Your arm, your mom, or your brain? Question number 9. What are examples of things that make sound waves? Sitting on the couch, plucking a string on a guitar, or humming a song? Then number 10. What is important to know about the movement of sound? Sound can travel through water or even solid objects. All sounds are pretty, or all sound is made by vibrations. So then what I would like everybody to do is you're going to get out either a crayon or a marker or a colored pencil or something so you can correct your answers, and I'm going to hang these on the board. I'll hold this one. So we're going to correct our answers. I will start with this sheet, and then I will move to this sheet. So question number 1 over here said, what is this chapter about? Noise, clothes, or toys? The correct answer is A. So make sure that you have A circled. If you got A right, you're going to put a check. And if you got it wrong, you would just put an X, and you're going to circle the correct answer. If you had this sheet, how does the guitar make? And the answer is going to be noise. Question number 2 over here. What does a vibration move? People, buildings, or air? The correct answer is air. Remember, if you got it right, you would put a check. If you got it wrong, you would just correct your answer. Number 2 here. The vibration moves the blank. And the correct answer is air. The vibration moves the air. Number 3. What does the sound wave move to? Your ear, your foot, or your hair? And the correct answer is your ear. If you got it right, you put a check. If you got it wrong, you just correct your mistake. Number 3 on this paper, the sound wave moves to your ear is the correct answer. Number 4, what do our throats do when we talk? Sleep, vibrate, or fall? The correct answer is vibrate. You put a check if you got it right. If you didn't get it right, you correct your answer. Number 4 here, our throats blank when we talk. And the correct answer is vibrate. And number 5, what is important to know about this chapter? We hear sound with our hands. Sound waves need to move through something, or sound waves do not vibrate. And the correct answer is B. So make sure that you have B bubbled in. If you do not, you would just correct it, and if you do, you put a check. And number 5 here is blank needs to move through something. And the correct answer is sound waves. Sound waves. So if you have this paper, you can just put this aside. And we're going to answer our multiple choice questions on the back of this paper. Starting with question number 6. It says, how does a sound wave move? Together and apart, up and down, or in a car? And the correct answer is A. Together and apart. So you want to make sure that the bubble is filled in next to letter A. If it's not, you can correct your mistake. If you got it right, you would put a check. 7. What does a sound wave vibrate after it hits your ear? Your head, your eardrum, or your leg? And the correct answer is B, your eardrum. So you want to make sure that B is bubbled in. If you got it right, you would put a check, and if you didn't, you would correct your mistake. Number 8. What tells you what sound you are hearing? Arm, mom, or your brain? The correct answer is C. Your brain tells you what sound you are hearing. Remember, if you got it right, put a check. If you didn't, you would just put an X and correct it. Number 9. What are examples of things that make sound waves? Sitting on the couch, plucking a string on a guitar, or humming a song? So there are 2 correct answers for this. B, which is plucking the strings on a guitar, and also C, humming a song. So as long as you have at least one of those bubbled in, it would be correct. And if you don't, you want to just make sure that you bubble in both answers. And the last one, number 10, is what is important to know about the movement of sound? Sound can travel through water or even solid objects. All sounds are pretty. All sound is made by vibrations. So there's also 2 correct answers for this. A, which sounds can travel through water or even solid objects. And C, all sound is made by vibrations. So you want to make sure both of those are colored in. If you got one of them correct, you can put a check. And then to close out our lesson, we're just going to go over our 5 vocab words again. So we have, and remember, you're going to repeat them back. Sound waves, vibrate, noise, air, and ear. So what I would like you to do is I want to make sure that you guys all have your first name and last name on your paper, because I would like you to bring this paper to school so you can put it back into the packet that was sent home. And then that can be put into your backpack when we return to school. Tomorrow, on our day 4 reading, we're going to read chapter 2. Have a great day, everyone.